morning, students. Today we are going to start the topic chemical reactions and equations. So to understand this topic, let us take the few examples. Like what will happen when milk is left at the room temperature during the summer season, or a iron nail is exposed to humid atmosphere in the rainy season, or digestion of food occurs in our body. So basically in all the given situations, the nature and the identity of the substance changes and we say that chemical reaction has taken place. So chemical reactions are everywhere. For example, if we are cooking the food in the kitchen or we are respiring, and even a rusting of an iron or the formation of curd is also an example of chemical reactions. In the formation of curd, basically the lactose of milk changes into the lactic acid and forms the curd. And this is a irreversible process. Basically, curd can't be changed into the milk again. So, what are the indications that occurs during the chemical reactions? Like there is a change in a color or there is a change in temperature, even the evaluation of a gas or the formation of precipitation occurs during the chemical reaction. And on all these bases, we define the term chemical reactions. Chemical reaction is a process which transforms one or more substances into the another one or the new one. Basically, in all the chemical reactions, there is a change in the position of electrons during the formation and breaking of a chemical bonds between the two atoms. And all these changes can be described in terms of chemical equation. So come to the point chemical equation. Chemical equation is just the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbols or formulas. If we are taking the example of magnesium burnt in the air, so basically what will happen? Magnesium burnt in the air means it is burnt in the presence of oxygen and forms the magnesium oxide, and we show in a chemical equation like this. Now, the substance that undergo chemical change in the reaction are known as the reactant. For example, magnesium and oxygen are the reactant, and the new substance formed during the reaction is known as the product, that is magnesium oxide. So basically, how to write a chemical equation? The reactant are always written on the left hand side, while the product are always written on the right hand side, and the symbol or the formulas of various reactant are separated by plus sign between them, and the last one is a arrow sign is put between the reactant and the product. So basically these are the basic rules to write the chemical equation. Now come to the next point, students, that is skeleton equation. Skeleton equations are those equations which shows the reactant and products are formed without balancing. Means if we are taking the example of magnesium is burnt in the air and forms the magnesium oxide. So here in the reactant there are two oxygens, while in the product there are only one oxygen. Similarly, if we are taking another example, that is hydrogen and oxygen forms the water molecule. So basically in the reactant there are only one hydrogen, but in the product there are two hydrogens. So basically these two equations are unbalanced equations. So what are the balanced equations? Balanced equations are the chemical equations in which the number of atoms of different elements in the reactant as well as in the product are the same. So known as the balanced equation. Now how to balance the chemical equation, or how can we balance the particular unbalanced equation? If we are taking the example of methane and oxygen producing the carbon dioxide and water, so write the symbol of elements as in the order, first of all the carbon, then hydrogen and then oxygen, and in the similar manner balance them. So first of all count the elements on the reactant side. So here are only 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen and 2 oxygen in the reactant. Similarly, in the product there are 1 carbon, 2 hydrogen and 3 oxygen. So basically hydrogen and oxygen are not balanced in this chemical equation. So how can we balance this? If we multiply by the 2 on the reactant side, then oxygen becomes twice, and to get the 4 oxygen in the product we also multiply by the 2, and due to the multiplication of 2 with the water molecules, hydrogen also gets thrice in the number in the product, and that's how it is balanced in both the reactant and the product, and it becomes the balanced chemical equation. Now, what are the symbols right for the physical states? The physical states of the reactant and the product are mentioned along with their chemical formulas. Like for the gaseous liquid, we write as the G and L as the notation. Similarly, for the solids and the aqueous, we write the S and the AQ respectively for both. Now, if we are taking the some extra conditions like temperature, pressure or catalyst, then we write above or below the arrow in the equation. For example, in the first reaction, ethylene is reacting with the hydrogen give rise to the ethane, and there is using a catalyst, that is nickel, and writing on the above of the arrow. Similarly, temperature conditions are written on the below arrow, and the gaseous states are written in the bracket with each molecule in the reactant and the product. Now, how many types of chemical reactions are there? Basically, there are 5 types of chemical reaction. First one is the combination, second one is the decomposition, third one is the displacement, and fourth one is the double displacement reaction, and fifth one is the oxidation or reduction, basically known as the redox reaction. Now, come to the first point, first reaction, that is the combination reaction. As it is clear from the name, that means there are 2 or more substances which combines forms the new substance. For example, carbon and oxygen are reacting or combining and forms the carbon dioxide. So basically, in the combination reaction, 2 or more substances just combines and forms a new substance. Right, students? And this combination reaction can occur in 3 different ways. Like if we are taking the combination reaction involving the 2 elements only. Like for example, magnesium plus oxygen give rise to magnesium oxide. So basically 2 elements are combining and forms the product. Now the second one is that when we combine the element and compound, for example, CO means carbon monoxide and oxygen are reacting, give rise to carbon dioxide. So basically here oxygen is the element and carbon monoxide is the compound. So in this chemical reaction or the combination reaction, there is the involvement of element as well as compound. And the third one or the last type of combination reaction is that where the 2 compounds are reacting. For example, calcium oxide reacting with the water give rise to the calcium hydroxide. So in this, both calcium oxide and the water are the compounds. So basically these are the 3 type of combination reaction. Now come to the next point, that is decomposition reaction. And here the name also clears the definition of decomposition reaction. So basically in this reaction a single compound breaks down into the 2 or more similar substances. So basically, in the decomposition reaction, there is a energy supplied in the form of heat, electricity or light. And on this basis, we define the decomposition reaction into three types. First one is the thermal decomposition, second one is the electrolysis, and third one is the decomposition in the presence of sunlight. So here we are defining the electrolysis. So basically in electrolysis decomposition, there is a decomposition achieved by passing the electric current like this, when we are forming the water from the hydrogen and oxygen. So basically electric current is passed through acidylated water and it decomposes to give the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So basically it is the example of electrolytic decomposition reaction, means a single compound breaks down into the two or the more elements. Now the second type is thermal decomposition. It means that we are providing the heat and there is a decomposition of calcium carbonate in the two compounds like calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, but in the presence of the heat. So basically it is known as the thermal decomposition reaction. And the last one is the photochemical decomposition. Photochemical decomposition means, photo means the presence of the light basically. So it is defined as the when substance is decomposed in the presence of sunlight, it is known as the photochemical decomposition. For example, silver bromide is decomposed in the silver and the bromide in the presence of the sunlight. So basically these are the three types of decomposition reactions and they have the many advantages of decomposition reactions like digestion of food in our body or the isolation of non-metals and the extraction of the metals. So basically these are the advantages of decomposition reaction. Thank you.